everybody. I'm here today to talk through a hackathon item that I have done recently for Kiroween. And this concept is around teaching kids how to code. So what if we could teach kids how to learn to code and make it as fun as a Halloween adventure? And that's where Ghost in the Code is. This is an interactive game where kids help a friendly ghost debug haunted code to save the digital world. This was built in a few days for the Kiroween hackathon, and it was done all with Kiro. So let's get started. Coming on the welcome page, we hit get debugging, and in this case, my name is Joanne, so we're going to go through and become a debugger. Now, there's progress, keeps track of how many challenges you've done, your badges that you've earned, and yes, there are badges and statistics that are kept along with it. So we have our badges. Nothing has been earned right now since we just started. And then there's different settings. So if I needed my font to be larger, I can make it larger, or it can be smaller. There's also a voice that will talk using AWS Polly. And we also have different modes for like reducing motion. You'll see the motion later, and then contrast. If for any reason, because this is all just using session, that we wanted to reset our progress, there is an easy way for kids to reset their progress. It is the danger zone. So they making sure they're extra sure that they want to reset their progress before getting started. And this will bring them back to the welcome screen. So let's go into our first level. We'll call this loops. So when you go into a level, you are introduced to the challenge. And this is our pre-educational setup. In this case, we walk through what loops are, give a simple concept. In this case, like you're going to count to 10, or you brush each tooth. And we go through these repeated actions. This is explaining what a loop is. So loops repeat, as we know. Now, the best way to learn those concepts, though, is to get hands-on. So we start with our level, and we go with our first challenge. In this first challenge, the ghost is stuck saying boo forever, but he only wants to say boo 5 times. So in this case, you can run the code. So hit run code, it goes infinitely. You notice the browser did not freeze. That's because there's a bunch of safety behind the scenes, making sure that no malicious code is actually running in the browser. And it's actually limited to the set of functions that are allowed for this call. You can get hints. So if the user clicks to get a hint,
the loop needs to change something to eventually stop.
Get a little hint. The ghost will talk if you have the ghost voice on. You can also click him. He'll say something.
Hee, that tickles.
This is using Polly's Justin voice. So in this case, we need to increment count ++. Run our code.
Amazing work. You fixed
saw
it.
The little animation. The ghost tells you that you fixed it. And we wrap up the subject. Again, teaching the students what they need to learn. So it's saying here, loops need a way to eventually stop. And that's why we used a counter variable. Without incrementing, the loop runs forever. So we make it fun. We teach a concept, and then we reinforce the concept after we are done. So now I have actually completed the loops challenge. So along with that, I've earned some badges. So it does recap the badges that I have earned, like the first bugs fixed. I also completed challenges without using hints. So I also earned the badge Hint 3 Hero. I've completed this challenge, so I can go on to the next level. It shows that I've completed the loops. It also shows the achievements that I have achieved. And we can also keep track of our progress. This application was built with modern web technologies, React, TypeScript, Vite for our front end, and then we used Framer Motion to power the smooth and accessible animations. We also, for text-to-speech, are using Polly, and then we have S3 actually for our audio caching, and then global CloudFront is used for our global delivery, and this is all delivered with the AWS CDK. Kiro helped build all this in just a few days. I work full-time. I have a very limited amount of time to actually do a hackathon, so this was built in the few hours of free time that I have every day, which is not much, to be able to build a system where kids can learn how to code. So Ghost in the Code makes learning fun, kids are not just learning by reading about loops and conditionals or arrays. They're fixing them, they're debugging them, and they see the magic happen when they get it right. That's that instant feedback that is needed that makes learning fun. And my 7-year-old wants to get playing with it right now, so happy debugging.